Picture this. She's standing close to you. She's smiling, relaxed, and on the surface, everything feels casual. But in her body, there's a storm of energy you may not see, a spark of attraction waiting to be unlocked. Most men miss it. They go in blind, guessing, hoping, fumbling, and wondering why she doesn't respond the way they want. But the truth is, women, especially older women, are wired with a body language map. And when you know the spots that trigger her deepest feelings of desire, you can connect with her in ways that feel magnetic, irresistible, and unforgettable. That's what we're going to uncover in this video. The truth about where to touch, how to touch, and why these little details make all the difference when it comes to attraction. Before we begin, do me one quick favor. If you're passionate about truly understanding the psychology of attraction and you want to learn the secrets most men will never discover, hit that subscribe button right now and join us here on Psychology of Desire. Because what I'm about to share with you has the power to completely shift the way you see women and the way they see you. Now, let's get into it. 1. The lower back, her hidden switch. This is one of the most powerful yet subtle spots. When you touch a woman's lower back, you're not just touching her body. You're touching a primal nerve center of intimacy. The lower back is connected to feelings of support, safety, and closeness. When your hand rests there, gently, confidently, not aggressively, it communicates strength and presence. For older women especially, the lower back touch signals, "I've got you." It's protective, but also deeply sensual, because it's close to her hips, her center of gravity, the part of her that speaks to fertility and allure. Psychologists note that touch on the lower back can increase oxytocin, the bonding hormone. That's why, in crowded places, when a man touches a woman's lower back to guide her, she feels more connected. If she's attracted, that one small gesture can send waves through her body. Imagine you're walking side by side. She laughs at something you said, and you gently guide her through a doorway with your hand resting lightly at her lower back. In her mind, it's casual. In her body, she feels the warmth, the strength, and she knows you're in tune with her. That's how powerful this touch can be. 2. The neck, her sensual gateway. The neck is a place of incredible sensitivity, both physically and emotionally. It's vulnerable, exposed, and when a woman lets you near it, she's showing trust. Older women, who have experienced enough to know the difference between casual and meaningful touch, feel this even more strongly. A brush of your fingertips along the side of her neck, or a gentle touch just behind the ear, can light her up instantly. Why? Because the skin there is thin, packed with nerve endings, and directly linked to arousal pathways in the brain. It's not just about the nerves, though. The neck represents surrender. When she tilts her head slightly, exposing her neck, she's unconsciously showing openness. A man who notices and responds with a delicate, respectful touch can create a moment so electric it feels like time stops. Think about the last time someone brushed the hair away from your face or neck. That intimate attention makes you feel noticed, cared for, and desired. For women especially, that's magnified tenfold. The hands. The overlooked key. You might think hands are too ordinary to mean much, but you'd be wrong. The truth is, touching a woman's hands, holding them, brushing against them, playing with her fingers, can be one of the most powerful signals of closeness. Why? Because hands are extensions of our emotions. They create connection. They symbolize togetherness. And the palms and fingertips are filled with nerve endings that make touch there surprisingly intense. For older women, hand-holding isn't childish. It's deeply intimate. It says, "I'm with you. I choose you." A playful stroke of her palm with your thumb or tracing circles on the back of her hand can send tingles up her arm. Research in psychology shows that hand-holding reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, and creates instant trust between partners. Imagine how powerful that becomes when layered with attraction. It's not just about holding her hand. It's about holding her attention, her emotions, and her desire. The small of the arm, where casual turns. Intimate. Here's one most men overlook completely. The inside of a woman's arm, especially near the elbow, is incredibly sensitive. The skin is soft, thin, and rich with sensory nerves. A light touch here feels personal, almost secret. It's not a place strangers touch. So, when you gently graze the inside of her arm while talking, it creates a private bubble of intimacy. Older women are especially tuned into these subtleties. They know the difference between an accidental brush and a deliberate caress. And when you do it with intention, you signal not just attraction, but awareness. You're telling her, without words, I see you. I want to connect with you. Think about it. A touch on the arm while laughing together can make the whole moment feel charged. Suddenly, it's not just a conversation, it's chemistry. 5. The shoulders, her anchor of strength. It may surprise you, but the shoulders can be just as powerful as more obviously sensual spots. Why? Because they represent both comfort and attraction. Placing your hand on her shoulder, not heavy, but reassuring, signals closeness. A squeeze during a laugh, or a hand resting there while guiding her through a crowd, sends messages of strength, presence, and confidence. For older women, the shoulder touch can feel grounding. It's not about being flashy or overt. It's about showing steady, controlled energy. Something that resonates strongly with women who know what they want. When you combine the shoulder touch with eye contact or a smile, it transforms from simple contact into undeniable chemistry. It's a move that says, I'm here and I want you to feel that. 6. The face. The window of tenderness. Few touches are as intimate as touching a woman's face. Think about it. We don't let just anyone do this. When your hand brushes her cheek, when you tuck her hair behind her ear, when you let your fingers rest lightly along her jawline. It's a move reserved for closeness and trust. Older women, who often crave emotional depth as much as physical connection, feel this touch more profoundly than you might realize. It's tender, caring, but also incredibly sensual. The face is where we reveal emotion, where vulnerability lives. When you touch her face, you're not just sparking attraction, you're showing presence. You're telling her she matters right here, right now, and that intimacy can be far more powerful than any flashy gesture. 7. The collarbone. Her elegant weakness. One of the most delicate yet overlooked areas on a woman's body is her collarbone. Why? Because it sits right between the intimacy of the chest and the openness of the shoulders. Touching her collarbone, or tracing it lightly, carries a mix of elegance, vulnerability, and sensuality. Older women often accentuate this area with necklaces, dresses, or open necklines, and that's not by accident. The collarbone draws the eye, highlights femininity, and when touched, can spark powerful reactions. A light brush of your fingertips across her collarbone is almost electric. It's not too obvious, but it's intimate enough to make her breath quicken. Pair this with eye contact, and she'll feel both seen and desired in a way that bypasses words entirely. 8. The hair, her feminine signal. You've seen it before. She tucks her hair behind her ear, flips it over her shoulder, or plays with it when she's around you. That's not just a nervous habit. It's often a subconscious sign of attraction. Touching her hair, gently, respectfully, amplifies that feeling. Running your fingers through her hair, brushing it away from her face, or playfully tucking it behind her ear can be incredibly intimate. Why? Because hair is deeply tied to a woman's sense of femininity and beauty. Older women, who may have heard compliments about their hair for years, feel an extra rush when a man notices it with care. A gentle stroke of her hair sends a powerful message. I see your beauty. I want to connect with it. Done right, it's soft, sensual, and deeply memorable. 9. The ears, the quiet trigger ears, are another hidden zone of desire. The skin around them is thin, sensitive, and connected to nerve pathways that can send shivers down the spine. A soft touch behind the ear, a brush of your lips near it, or even a whispered word close to her ear can create sensations she can't hide. It's subtle but incredibly powerful. For older women, the ear is not just about sensitivity. It's about intimacy. Whispering something just for her, a compliment, a joke, a secret, makes her feel chosen, special, and connected. And when your fingers or breath graze this area, the physical and emotional blend into one powerful spark. 10. The inner thigh, her secret fire. Now we're moving into more daring territory, the inner thigh. This is not a place you touch casually. It requires trust, timing, and emotional connection. But when the moment is right, touching her inner thigh can unleash a rush of desire she won't be able to hide. The inner thigh is one of the most nerve-rich areas of the body. Light touches here activate a cocktail of sensations that trigger excitement instantly. For older women, who may crave depth and intensity over surface-level games, this touch speaks volumes. But here's the secret. It's not about pressure or speed. It's about the tease. A slow graze of your hand, fingertips tracing upward, pausing, retreating. It's the anticipation that drives her wild. The inner thigh tells her you know how to build desire, not just chase it. 11. The lower legs and ankles. Her feminine elegance. Strange as it may sound, even the lower legs and ankles can be zones of deep attraction. Older women, especially, often take pride in how they dress their legs. Heels, skirts, dresses, or jewelry that draws attention downward. A gentle touch on her ankle, or a hand resting lightly on her shin during conversation, can feel surprisingly intimate. It's not as obvious as touching her waist or neck, but that's what makes it powerful. It's subtle, refined, and often catches her off guard, in the best way. The psychology here is simple. When you pay attention to areas most men ignore, you make her feel uniquely desired. That uniqueness is magnetic. 12. The lips. Her silent invitation. Expanded. We touched on this earlier, but let's go deeper. The lips are perhaps the most telling and irresistible signal of attraction. A woman may try to hide her interest, but her lips will always give her away. Older women often express subtle desire through their lips, biting, parting, moistening them when they're near someone they're drawn to. Touching her lips, softly brushing your thumb across them, or letting your fingers rest lightly against her mouth, is intimate beyond words. But the real secret lies in how you respond to her signals. If she's glancing at your lips, if she leans in closer, if she lingers in silence, she's inviting you into her world of desire. And when you answer that invitation with confidence, she won't be able to hold back. 13. The back of the neck. Ancient instincts. While the side of the neck is sensual, the back of the neck taps into something deeper, almost primal. Anthropologists note that this area has been a site of connection and intimacy for centuries. When you rest your hand gently at the back of her neck, you're creating a mix of strength and tenderness. For older women, it feels protective, grounding, but also deeply arousing. It's as if you're saying, "You're safe with me, but you're also mine in this moment." The back of the neck is incredibly responsive. A slow massage, a gentle squeeze, even just resting your hand there while leaning in. All of it communicates intimacy in a language older women instinctively understand. 14. The waist, her feminine core. The waist is another powerful zone of attraction. It's the center of her body, close to her hips, tied to movement and sensuality. When you place your hand at her waist, guiding her, pulling her closer, or simply resting it there, she feels desired, feminine, and connected. Older women often appreciate this touch even more because it's subtle yet unmistakably intimate. It's not about grabbing, it's about holding, guiding, and showing her that you want her near. Psychologists studying body language note that when a woman lets you touch her waist, it's a sign of trust and attraction. Combine it with eye contact, and you've created a moment of unspoken connection she won't forget. So now, you know the secrets of touch that make older women melt. The spots, the style, and the psychology behind it. But here's the truth. None of it matters unless you can leave a mark so deep she feels your presence even when you're not there. That's the difference between attraction that fades and obsession that lasts. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Psychology of Desire because you won't want to miss what comes next.